Thank the Lord for so much coming back again. Giving a great shout out to the YouTube family. I want to do this video before I get back into recording on Are We Equal? Is a man way more important than a woman? Are we equal? What happened? And a big shout out to you, T-Rock, on this video. You want to know how I feel on this. And like I say, I'm going to lay it out there like it is. First of all, when we go back to day one, when we go back to the garden, when God created all things, he said it was what? Good. And when he created Adam, then he also created woman, which is Eve. And Eve was created to be Adam's what? Helpmeet. But see, some kind of point in line in life, we done got past that and forgot about that. Now you got way more controlling men, and half of them ain't doing nothing. But they want to throw their scriptures at the woman, quote them all the wrong way. How a woman's supposed to be submitted to their husband, and they not being submitted to their wives. Some of them, not everybody though. How a woman can't do this, a woman can't do that, when the half of the men ain't doing that at all. So you ask the question, are we equal? What you think after what I just said right there? A woman is so important. If it wasn't for a woman, we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't even be here. And we want to act like a woman ain't important. And you want to abuse your woman. You want to talk about your woman, where your woman is, your woman that. But my question always to people is, what are you doing other than complaining? Now let's just take a look at what's going on, especially in the black race. Most women going to college, getting their degrees. Most of the men in prison or on the streets. That's a fact. If you think I'm lying, do the research. Look at the percentage on how many black Americans are actually in college. And then go look at the research on how many of them are in a penitentiary and how the streets are getting them, or the rest of us are dead or not doing nothing at all. And then you wonder why you got so many independent women. Well, see, God never intended for us to be divided up no way. We are divided up in our homes. We are divided up as a race, and we sure divided up with religion. That's why I don't care nothing about religion. We are divided up, and we are so far away from the truth. We so far away from living for God. No, we're not equal. We messed that up, not God. Yes, God created man to lead, to be the head of the household. But what's wrong with the men? Why they not doing their jobs? I don't know. But he never designed it for man to abuse their wife, step on your wife, beat on your wife, use your wife for all she got. Now, we supposed to be equal. Because when you look at the word helpmeet, when the man fall down, woman is there to help him. They get back up together. Just like what's going on now in the marriage, you got somebody laid off and somebody working, or both are laid off. So how can you dog out your helpmeet? But are we equal? You see where I'm going with this? Are we really equal? How can we be? And we have divided it all up. And when you look at the black woman and you look at the black man, just like I was saying about the making of a slave by Willie Lynch. Next year, 2012, will be 300 years since that letter was wrote. Now you do the math, and you look at what's going on, how we act as a race. And I'm not here to bash on black folks. I'm just speaking the truth. The average black man is in the prison. He's selling dope. He's living a thug life, or he's dead. And then you flip the woman around, you look at the other side, then you got the ghetto woman with the ghetto mentality who don't care about nothing. Then you got the woman who uses her body to get all she wants. So are we equal? Is a man way more important than a woman? You do the math on that. I ain't never seen no man walking around carrying no babies, even though they trying to make that happen. We would never know how it will feel to be a woman, just like a woman would never know how it feel to be a man. See, I'm glad I wasn't born a woman. I'm glad I wasn't. I'm glad God created me a man, because a woman deals with so much, just the fact of Mother Nature. You remember what happened in the garden, the fall in the garden. See, people can blame Eve all they want, but Adam was here. God put Adam in charge of everything. Adam didn't have nothing to worry about. But what did he wind up doing? He listened at the woman who was beguiled by the who? Serpent. And you can imagine the frustration on God. Why would you listen to her when I have already told you everything, Adam? Oh, now I'm going to curse the ground. See, it's been a curse since day one. That's why a woman birth pains is so hard for them. They in so much pain when they're in labor. We messed it up from the beginning, and it has been messed up ever since. So are we equal? You do the math. We can't even get along in our own homes now. Don't even talk about the church. Who's outdoing who? The women. Who's in control of most of the auxiliaries in the church? The women. Who go to church more? The women. Who sits on some of these front rows by themselves? The women, when the man probably at home not doing nothing, if they got a man at all. Now you got the women getting up, getting the children ready for church, and they moving on without the man. Come on, people, can we keep it real? Us being equal, you know what I look at? I don't even look at the word equal no more. I look at the word as I look at us being divided. I look at how many religions are out. I look at how many people can't go to this church because of this. You can't go to this church because of that. You can't wear this in this church. We have our own rules. You can't come here and do this. We divided up. We divided up. Look in the schools. We done took prayer out of school. Look at the coins now. We taking off "In God We Trust." We have been divided up for a long time. And God, that's not God. Let me say something again. God is not the author of confusion, but he is the author of peace. You know who the author of confusion is? Satan. He is the confusion. And he's doing a very good job on confusing and deceiving this whole world, whether people want to agree with that or not. I looked at, you know what I like to look at? The story on Ruth and Boaz. Oh man, beautiful love story. Beautiful love story. Boaz means strength, and how Ruth was placed in a strange land. I tell you people, anytime you somewhere where you don't know nobody, you in a strange place. But you look at the story, read it if you have time. Look at the love story on Ruth and Boaz. How they work together. See, when you talk about a virtuous woman, like Brother Mitty Man was just saying in his video about wisdom, you look at a virtuous woman and you look at a godly man, a God-fearing man, you don't see that too often nowadays. You know what you see? A thug with a hood rat. I'm just being real. You see the thugs with the hood rats. Real men seem like they ain't even in no more. Because when a real man comes along, woman done been dogged out so much, they don't know how to love that real man. Vice versa, a man done been dogged out by a woman, he don't know how to love that real woman when she comes along his way. Now you got men with men and women with women. Now you tell me where is all this confusion coming from? It ain't God. I just told you God is the author of peace, not confusion. So when we look at this word equal, we are very divided up, bro. And it's sad that a husband would disrespect his wife when God designed marriage. And people going to take that scripture. Paul was saying, well, the woman should remain silent, but people don't get the true understanding on that scripture and why did Paul say it and what was going on at that time and who it applied to. Then now you got nowadays everybody talking about a woman need to shut up when the woman is the one's doing everything. Who is that woman going to depend on when that man done left her? Come on, y'all. Now she's raising those kids by herself. I know somebody going to say you make your bed lie in it. That's true. But I'm just trying to make a point. The average household now don't have no daddy in there. They don't. You got a mama and her kids. A grandma and the kids with mama. And now sad thing is grandmas are gone now pretty much. That's who's raising these kids. You got some hard working women out here working hard, trying to do things right, and you got a man sitting down dogging them. And sad thing is some of them ain't strong enough to realize what's right and realize what's wrong. So they just settle. Men and women. Settling. That's what's going on now. People are just settling. And when you just settle for anybody, expect anything to happen and live a terrible, jacked up life. Because I tell people it's one or two things going to happen. When you with somebody You gonna either bring them up to your level, or you gonna fall down to their level. So where's the equal being at? See, it takes a real man and a real woman to sit down and discuss the do's and the don'ts. Well, baby, this is what I expect out of you. And then you sit around and you tell me what you expect out of me, because if I'm doing something wrong as the man, then, well, let me be straightened out. See, first of all, if God is not leading the man, then that man is in trouble. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. I did a video a while back said a man born of a woman is born of a few days. And I ain't talking about homosexuality. Full of trouble. And the double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Two-faced man. See, when you deal with men like this, or women like this, you in bad shape. That's why women have so much power. People don't agree with me when I say that, but yes, they do. Especially when it comes to talking about and having sex. Because if that woman don't want to have sex, then you ain't got no option but to go cheat or sit there and play with your own self. Pull your hand out. Come on, people, keep it real. The power of a woman. Her body is power alone. Why? Because we in the flesh. And the flesh is what? Very weak. Very weak. She can cut that sex off just like that. Just because she don't feel good. And don't let it be that time of the month. She might be happy this minute and then cussing you out the next. That's a woman. And a lot of women say we blame Eve for that. Yeah, we blame Eve for that. I hear that all the time. And I hear men say we blame Adam for that. So are we equal? Take it how you want to take it. Be blessed.